Now, we look forward to the next game as Yarmouth take on Downham Town away in their latest fixture.
Yeah, Downham currently occupy the last playoff spot in the third 09, sitting in 5th place with 24 games played, with the returns of 13 wins, 6 draws and 5 losses, equaling 45 points and a positive of 16 goal difference. They have been in decent form with 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss in their last 5.
Yeah, well, Yarmouth, we are still in 10th. We win tonight against Thetford. We stay in 10th. We draw tonight against Thetford. We stay in 10th. If we lose tonight against Thetford, we stay in 10th. Unless we lose something like 14-0. We do still have plenty of games in hand. Up to 8 games in hand on certain clubs. One of which being Ely. 8 games in hand. So if we want to keep the excitement alive and have a playoff push, then we really need to start picking up some points to do so. Coming up as champions last year, we're doing an amazing job with the position we are in now. But yeah, if we want to keep the season alive, we probably need to start picking up points soon.
Yeah, I think it'll be another tough game. Obviously, they're Downham doing well themselves, up in the playoff mix. Again, away game as well. So it'll be a tough one. I don't think Downham's the closest either. It's quite
Down the market, isn't it?
Yeah, somewhere around there, but I think it's quite far-ish, isn't it?
As long as the pitch isn't as bad as Holston.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But yeah, hopefully, obviously it's going to be a tough game, but hopefully you go into every game hoping you can win. But yeah, it'll be good to just try and get a good win. Hopefully it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, look, we need to, how do I put this? We're getting into the part of the season where it defines your season if you're going to have a mid-table finish, which is great, it's brilliant, it does get a bit boring, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Or we're going to go for the playoffs, and if we go for the playoffs, look, it might not be the smartest idea to go straight up, but always give it a go. Means just completely done James with her toy. But yeah, other than that, that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, are you going to the game Saturday?
Should be.
No. Right, other than that, that's about it for this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed, and as always, up the Blueters. Yeah, that was literally it for it. We could go on about the 2 penalty shouts that were pretty clear, or how Shrek's swamp wasn't really fit for football.
Yeah.
The fact that the referee was being assessed and, in our opinion, had a very poor game, which seems to be part and parcel when they're being assessed, or the fact that the pitch could have caused some serious injuries. In fact, we had to go down and finish the game with 10 players because the pitch caused an injury to one of our players. Full-time 1-1.
Yeah, I think overall, it wasn't a great game from either team. I don't think, because I don't think really the pitch was great. It just wasn't the greatest game of football. On another day, could have probably been a completely different game, completely different outcome. But obviously, you take a point at the end of the day because it's better than a loss. But
Yeah.
against the Harleston team, who are struggling a little bit as well
Yeah.
as ourselves, I guess. But it's games like that where you just need to pick up points. Cause every game is just going to be important from this point on, so you just need to get as many points as you can.
I mean, we need to look at it in... well, there's 2 ways to look at it. In the perspective of we came up last season,
Yeah.
any position that isn't relegation is a good finish.
Oh, 100%. Because we were tipped for relegation last season when we won the league.
Yeah.
So, yeah, literally staying up is...
We've got the smallest budget in the league. We've probably got the biggest fan base in the league. Well, put it like this, there was more Yarmouth than there was Harleston there.
Yeah.
And a ugly dog. But speaking of dog, there she is. Is he coming up? Yeah. Look. Other side of it is, could we get double promotion? Probably not.
I don't think it's likely. Obviously, we'd be in absolute dreamland if that did happen. But I just can't see it happening. I'd just be happy staying up if we can finish, because we've obviously got games in hand. With like so many games in hand, if we obviously win them, puts us up right into the playoff mix. But yeah, just staying up, I think, is the main focus you'd be happy with. But if you can get any highlight in mix of playoffs potentially, then that's even better. And then obviously when you're in that playoff position, you have that chance to then go up, because it's all about how you play on that day. So if we can then
Oh,
get
yeah.
results in the playoff, we go up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, now on to the game against Thetford, and we will add in the edit for it now.
And that was the half, and we went in at 1-0.
Yeah, second half, it was boring. However, Harleston really grew into the game. You could tell that the pitch was playing a huge part in the lack of football that was able to be played in the second half. And the one question that was on our mind was what time was the cattle taken off the pitch before the game?
Yeah, Harleston finally found the equaliser from a corner about halfway through the second half, and that was literally it. Here's the highlight of the goal. Hello, welcome back to the Amber Wave Show, where this week we look back at this past week's action as Yarmouth travelled to the swamps of Harleston, as well as the Bloaters home game against Thetford.
Yep, we are recording this Wednesday afternoon, so the Thetford match has not happened yet, but we will edit it and have the information all in the video before it goes out on Friday. But on to the match.
So on what could only be described as Shrek's swamp, Great Yarmouth took on Harleston. And Yarmouth started the much better side. Within the first few minutes, Yarmouth had a great opportunity to score as Duffy cut across back from the left-hand side of the pitch to Barber. Barber stretched out but couldn't get on the end of it.
Yeah, only moments later, Yarmouth had another golden opportunity to go in front. As Duffy broke free of the Harleston defence, was 1-on-1 with the keeper. He managed to chip the keeper but could not find the target.
Yarmouth then finally found the breakthrough they wanted, or so they thought. A great run down the left flank where we've been getting a lot of success in that first half with a low-driven cross where Jesse Fenn ran onto the ball, past two defenders, smashed it into the net, but insanely was flagged for offside. An absolute disaster class from the linesman.
Yeah, Yarmouth pretty much controlled the majority of the first half, as well as restricting Harleston into minimal chances. The breakthrough finally came for the Bloaters as a free kick from the left-hand side was whipped in. The ball quickly ended up back on the right-hand side in the penalty area to George Cousins, who laced his shot perfectly into the far right-hand side, and it was Yarmouth 1-0 up.